Sure. Got it. One more second. Oh no. Oh no. I'll have to share after my iPad went down. Hallelujah. I'm gonna start. My iPad just conked out and me. I should have take the charger, but I didn't. I forget it. Um, hallelujah. So I was able to share it on the phone. I left recorded. Hallelujah. Live recording. Hallelujah. So we give God praise and thanks for another segment of Great Way in life insurance, finances, housing, and all the important points and everything rise and fall on our children and grandchildren, our future. So we're going to talk today about our future because the Bible asks us a question. What would you leave for your inheritance? What would you leave? Is it a good word? And if it is a good word, then what can it do? Is it land? And if it is land, how much space, how much equity can we get from that? Is it house? Every 25 years, you got to fix the roof. And if it is so, if you pass, who is going to pay it if the child is only 17 years old? Which means, regardless to what, that child would go into a death before she even think of marriage. And if so, when she get the loan for the ceiling, then guess what? She has to use the equity, part of the equity that is in the home to get funds for school. If she does not get a scholarship from the government, which means she has to take student loan. So let's talk about the roof. The roof alone have to be done for the next 25 years. And that is on her name in her pocket. Now she's not married yet. She goes to college, she finished university at what, 27, 28 years old. Then she meet this young guy who is just trying to, and he don't have no loans. Now she's married, he is married into a bunch of problems. He loved her, yes, they love each other, but he is going into debt that he didn't even cause for himself. And that's where you find most marriages start off on rocky grounds because some ladies go into death with men and some men go into death with ladies. So let us, as the parents and grandparents, try to ease that burden of our generation by doing what is best for them. And Timothy here today is going to tell you what is best for them. So thank you guys for coming in and thank you for Radio Land for listening on. This is Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday midday with Great Way Finances. I turn over to Timothy.
Wow, thank you so much. Thanks so much, Texman Warren. You have always been a great, motivation to us, to Gemfm family. I know that for sure. And it's always wonderful to have you and you hosting us on this show. So we appreciate your word of wisdom and your word of knowledge each and every minute that you speak those words. So to our viewers in the house, each time we come on this wonderful educational session on your finances, money matters, each time Texman Warren starts the show, I usually feel that we have already finished the whole message of the day, okay? But because we always start with the summary of everything. But we still bless God for that opportunity to be able to tell us more about some of those things that we need to know. And one of those reasons why we want to continue to tell us about some of those things is that we know that knowledge, they said, is powerful, right? And how does knowledge come? Knowledge comes via different ways, but one of the key ways is via education. Okay, does education means the formal four wall of the classroom where we sit and learn? Absolutely no, right? And in fact, we have shared it several times on this platform and in other places that it has been proven and it has been accepted by the educational system of this current government and many current government of the world. The level of financial literacy is really, really, really quite it's quite minimal, within the system. We go to colleges, we go to the university to learn for 4 years, right? But unfortunately, there is nobody that is going to really teach us anything that has to do with the real life situation about our finance, right? And that is why this platform we have that happens every Tuesday and Friday from 12 to noon is an opportunity for you to get education, right? Education is the key to give you and your family that foundation you need. How can you take the education further? Yes, we come on the show. You can watch the past broadcast live on the radio, on Facebook. You can join us every Tuesday and Friday by 12 to 1 p.m. And as well, you can set up a time to talk to us more about what you feel your financial situation is and what we can recommend for you at any point in time. So always watch out for our numbers and feel free to give us a call. Okay, we'll be very, very happy to help in any way. So back to where Texman Warren talked about what legacy do you want to lay down? Okay, do you want to give your children that springboard into the future to jump as high as they can, right, into the skies? Or do you want to give them the opportunity to remain status quo? Okay, both works, both are allowed, but from my own personal testimony, I have said, I believe my parents gave me the best they could do. Okay, and we are saying that other people that truly love their children also get to do the same for them. So what exactly are you doing today? That is part of what we always emphasize. So last meeting, we talked about our children. And we said, sincerely, that is one of the most important subjects we have under education, because if we are ready to do those things we should do to help the next generation, we will definitely help ourselves as well. Okay. I remember in my culture, there is something we have whereby the parent rely and they want their children to help them. They expect that their children should give back when they are old, especially when they are not able to actively work anymore, which is the age of 65. That the statistics have confirmed that 65% of Canadians are financially weak and they cannot really continue to meet up with their responsibilities. What are those responsibilities? It is your responsibility that you should enjoy, right? You should enjoy when you are retired. You should eat from the fruit of your labor. And if you are not able to do so, if you still need to struggle with that, then that is some sign of financial insecurity. But we learn that we can make a difference in the life of our kids. Okay, the whole summary is, yes, we need to give them some sacrifice, right? And we need to invest into their future. So let's say directly here, invest. So today, I want to talk and a little bit about investment. And this will just be a really very brief and high-level details about investment. If you have the opportunity to watch this program with us, feel free to go and watch all over again when we finish, just for you to get some more understanding. But it is, of course, a little bit of an advanced topic, but we want to tell you about investment. Why do we want to tell you about investment? The reason is that we have showed you that there are some ways and there are some legal ways you can benefit more from investment. Okay, everybody agrees. We are saying there are some ways you can benefit more from investment. And one of the ways is that you can benefit more from investment by, one, investing in the right vehicles that can allow you to, to take money tax-free income. Then, that's very key. And two, we also told you about the different way you can invest your money that it will really grow over time. We talk about the wealth formula at that time, and we said that you need your money plus time. Don't forget, plus time. Okay, time is very important. Money do not grow on the trees, and we are not here to tell you that we are going to tell you something that can double your money tomorrow. No, you need time for your money to grow, and you need, what is that other thing you need in your wealth formula? You need a rate of return, and that is what we want to show you. We want to give you a little bit of more exposure today about what exactly is the investment. What exactly does investment look like? So before I begin, let me reiterate that this educational session is solely based on helping us to educate us, to give us the basics and the important foundation we need, to understand financial concept about investment, retirement, protection, taxation, and any other thing, real estate, and so much more, right? We expect each and every one of us to take the best decision for our family by reaching out to any of the experts to get more clarification about the information we have learned, right, and how to apply it. If you want to learn more how to apply all this strategy, that is why people like us are licensed by the government, and we are independent, specifically to be able to give you and point you to the best solution. So let's put that at the back of our mind. Again, why do we keep coming and preaching every day about the need for this education? The reason is that the statistics is telling us that we need to do this, and we need to even do much more, because the future is really indeed gloomy and uncertain. Okay, and because of we are children of God, and we have opportunity to be exposed to the word of God, we have learned from that word that we need knowledge. If not, we may perish. So because of that, we want to strongly share these words with us of knowledge of the wisdom and knowledge of the statistics of what are we seeing today and what do we expect for tomorrow. But that is not enough. We want to show you what you can do much more better to make that future, a much more certain one, right? That is the vision of our company, and that is our main goal. Okay, so based on that premise, today I want to talk a little bit more about the investment of our children in short retirement plan, and what is the investment? What is that investment, and why is it good? What you should know about investment. So last week, Timothy came online and showed you that I can give your child a plan whereby if you have a child today that is 1 year old and you want to build a future for that child, and you decide to save $100 each every month from now for the next 20 years for that child, okay? We showed you that we can help you and prove to you that you can invest that money in such a way that that child can start to get very, very substantial amount of money in the near future, right? Such as the child can start earning even $200, $23,000 or $25,000 from that investment at some certain age till retirement. Or we even showed you further that if you decide to leave that money, just you invested that money for that child, and you decide to leave that money to that child until they have grown up, until they need to access that money, then you will be building a big legacy for them, because the benefit is not only for that child, even to the next generations to come. Okay, so let me give you a very rough example. If you do it for a child at 1 year old, if that child keeps that policy till that child is 100, then that child will be leaving millions of dollars, probably $5 or $6 or $10 million for their own children, and you will bring a change in that generation. Okay, so what is this investment? Let's take a good look at what are the things that we want to understand about investment. Investment is a very, very big topic, but in the context of what we do today for your children, or what we expect that can make the life of your children, much more better in terms of where you can sow that seed, okay? Where you can sow that seed of commitment, of greatness in your children. We want to show you where you can start with it. So without further ado, let me share something quickly, and then we will go quickly into the details of what we want to do today. So before I do, I want to share something with us today. Okay, as I told you, we are going to start on an advanced level, then I'm going to break it down. Okay, so
there's a noise on your background.
Okay, there's a noise now.
Like noise.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see what we can do about it. All right, let's
Wow.
Is it gone? Huh?
Yes. What did you do? That was quick.
Hello?
Yes, it went away.
Yeah, is it gone now?
Yes.
Just like that. Okay. All right. I am the one creating the noise.
Oh,
I don't know. Maybe it's the computer. I don't know why it's doing that, but probably I should refresh my computer or restart it before our meetings. Okay. So I wanted to share with us this interesting chart, okay, that we are going to talk more about. But this is the chart that actually shows investment in North America for the past year. You may not see it very well, and that's why I said we'll still go in details. It's a very big chart. If you go to any financial institution like the bank, if you go into an office, you will see this chart big. They will put it in the office because that is what the bank see every day, right? Yes, this is what the bank looks at every day to make those decisions, financial decisions that affects you. But unfortunately, they are not the best for you because they are in business to make money for themselves. But what I want you to notice here is that there are lines, thin lines going up, okay? And there are arrows that shows red and the arrows that shows green. Okay, we will talk more about all these things. The arrows in red are showing, okay, can we continue?
Yeah, just one second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so the arrows in red are showing that there is a bit of down, you know, like something goes down slightly, but the greens are showing they are coming up. Okay, what do we want to learn from this graph is we want to talk about how our investment works. What are the phases of our investment and what you should know when you want to invest for your child. Okay, so those are the things we want to learn today. So before we go ahead, we talked about insured retirement plan investment, and we said this plan is great for your child. Okay, it's great for our children, it's great for ourselves to have a plan that will take care of our future. Okay, and so the question is why? Because this plan is wonderful, because this plan is suitable and has so many features inbuilt, like this cell phone. If you take a look at this cell phone, which is a modern iPhone today, has GPS, music, camera, video, and so many beautiful things built into it. Okay, we are trying to give you an analogy of what that investment is, what an investment is like when you put your money into it. So if you know this cell phone, it has all these good things and they are all built into it, right? All right. But in the olden days, we have a lot of these things separate, like camera separate, the video is separate. So picture these things like, how will you invest? How do you think investment in this number of things? How do you think it differentiates you when you have a phone that can allow you to have multiple different things inside of that phone? All the benefits is built into that phone, as opposed to you having a benefit from a separate camera, a separate video, and a separate telephone. So the question is, which one is convenient for you? Which one do you think is the best way you want to invest? Absolutely. Everybody will want to invest their money in these, beautiful iPhones. Because of what? They think it has more benefit. They think it's going to, create more value for them. They think it will be easier for them to send their messages on it. Okay. Do you want to invest in something that is convenient, that a lot of people have confidence that this iPhone is more reliable, is strong, right, than the old ones, right? They know that they may be able to repair it easily. They may be able to adjust a lot of things. Let me tell you something. What about if you get this iPhone and you discover that you need an app that just came out today? Is it possible to put that app on this phone?
Mm.
What about if you discover something? Is it possible for you to put something on your analog phone you have in the 1960s or 1970s? Never. Okay, that is how the investment in the retirement plan that we want to tell you about, that is exactly how it is. It is adjustable. It is flexible, right? You can make changes to it. If it is growing, we are happy. We are all happy. If it is not growing as much as we want, we can make this adjustment to it. So let's move on. What are the 15 benefits of investing in this insured retirement plan? Let's just go through it quickly, just to refresh our memory before we go into investment proper. Money, you want to save a lot of money. If you invest in the right vehicle, it's going to save you some money. Tax-free survivor benefit. When your children are getting the benefit from this insured retirement plan investment, they will get it tax-free without any government taxation. Mortgage life insurance. A lot of us have houses today. And do you know why? That's what I've said. Texman Warren just told us at the beginning of this meeting that some of us think we want to buy an investment asset like a real estate, and we want to transfer it to our children in the future, right? He said, this house, I am going to buy it, I'm going to keep it and give it to my children in the future. And we think that we want to help them. But if we don't have the proper financial strategy, like a plan like this that can help them, what about if something happens to us? Unfortunately, those children will not be able to have that property because the government will take over the property. You may be wondering, what do you mean by that? What I mean by that is anybody that dies in Canada today need to file a terminal taxes. And what happens is that the government is going to freeze all the assets. And if, unfortunately, the person doesn't have a will, that is, they die intestate, yes, then that is the end, right? The whole house is not even the children's home at all, right? They wouldn't go and ask them for permission at all, right? They wouldn't just, if they had access to the house, if their name was on the house, then they will ask them to pay the taxes. But if they don't, they won't even ask them at all. And if they can't pay the taxes, guess what? They will sell the house in order to be able to get the taxes they are looking for. Critical illness protection. A lot of us always think about saving for vacation, saving to buy a new car. But how many people save because if something happened to their health, how are they going to take care of their family? Compassionate benefit assistance. It means that when you have terminal illness, this type of investment can pay you in order for you to continue to survive. Flexibility in contribution. This investment that we are talking about allows you, okay, to contribute $50 today or $20 today. And let's say there's an opportunity, you can start contributing $1,000 tomorrow. And let's say the situation changes again. What does it happen? They said, okay, no problem. How much can you contribute? This is the type of investment that we are talking about. Life is full of up and down, right? And the most interesting part is you can also go without contributing for some time, and the investment will continue to take care of itself. What about the annual tax-free lifetime income? This investment can give you the opportunity to earn that tax-free lifetime income without paying tax for the rest of your life. Financial legacy. Look at it here. These are the things that we should want to hear. Financial legacy, inheritance to children, to grandchildren, right? Should this interest anybody? I think yes. Everybody that is a child of God should be interested in this, right? What about to charity? What about the living benefits? Let's say that for some reason you are still alive, God keeps you alive, but you need money to take care of yourself. There are different 25 critical conditions that this plan can take care of. No clawback from old age security. The government knows that we are entitled to what we call the old age security, but they don't want to give us that money. This money, this investment will allow you to get money from your investment, and you will also be entitled to what? That old age security, because that money is not subject to clawback. They can't use the money to determine the amount of entitlement that you want to get. Tax-free investment growth. Tax exempt. If you look at this graph, if your money is growing without tax, without tax application, without any CRA attention, it grows really, really fast because all the money is working for you each time. But if it is if your money is taxed, it really, really slows down your growth. Loyalty rewards, creditor protection. What does this mean? Your investment is protected. Your children's investment is protected from creditors, people that you might be owing, and so on and so forth. So future emergency fund, just in case of emergency, you can take money, right? Protection against insolvency. What does that mean? It means that if your investment company or your insurance company bankrupt, there are government, regulatory, and insurance company that will protect you and give you some money back. So these are all the benefits we have talked about. Okay, and these benefits are for our today as well as for the tomorrow of our children. Okay, so let's go into the main discussion today and see how far we can go. Okay, the future of investment. The future of investment in your child. What exactly do we mean? Do you know that successful investment is about managing a risk and not avoiding the risk? If you remember, we have said it on this call before, the real risk in you not investing in your child is not taking that step of boldness, that step of belief that you need to manage the risk as opposed to avoiding them. Okay, how long do you want to avoid the risk? For as long as you want to keep your family, away from the unlimited opportunities that abound, the unlimited opportunity to create a difference in their generation. Would you like your investment to work hard for you? A lot of people, yes, want their investment to work hard for you. And we will show you exactly what that is. How do investment works? Okay, so that's why I said today we are going into a practical class of how will that investment of your child work, and why do we know that you are going to benefit immensely from the investment in an IRP. Investment goes up and it goes down. That is how it works. Which one would you like? Okay, a lot of people always want the positive. Everybody wants their money to grow, but guess what? You need both. You need your money to grow, and you need your money to stabilize, right? So how do we mean? This is the truth about investment. This is how investment grows, and this is how investment works. It goes up today, and then it goes down a little bit, and then it keeps going up and down, but it keeps going up. It is true that in the investment world, what goes down up must come down, and what goes down must come up, right? So why should you know all these things? Let's look at what we call the power of dollar cost averaging, down market. So let's look at it. We will focus on the year, the investment you have, the cost per unit, and the total unit purchase. So let me explain this in a little bit of briefly, just so that we understand. The year is the year in which you invested the amount of money. The type of investment you make is what we will have here. What is the cost per unit? The cost per unit is every investment, or depending on the type of investment, we have a cost associated to a unit of that investment. For example, stock market shares. A lot of us know that if you want to buy a unit of Apple shares today, we know the amount it costs, so, and then we would do the total unit purchase. So the total unit purchase will be the amount of the investment times the cost per investment by purchase. So let's look at,
$1,000.
Huh?
The Apple share is $1,000.
Yes, exactly. So let's say, for example, Apple share is $1,000. If you want 10 of that, then you need how much? You need 10,000 to buy 10. So you are buying 10 units. So let's look at it. This is year one, okay? And this is Texman Warren, and she has $10,000, okay? Let's say Texman Warren bought Apple shares. Let's assumption that Apple shares is $100 today, not 1,000, okay? And you bought 100, cost per unit of Apple share is $100. So, and Texman Warren bought 100 units of that of that amount of things. So the total investment by Tex is how much? Is $10,000, because he bought 100 units of Apple shares, for example, for $100. Okay. Now, in year two, let's say she still has $10,000, but now the market goes down by $50, for example. Okay, this means that Texman Warren now has $50, will be buying the Apple shares for $50 per unit. So Texman Warren, do you think you will buy more shares now, or you will buy less amount of shares?
Buy less.
No. All right, let me explain again. You had $10,000 and you bought 100 units of shares.
100.
Yes, 100, because each costs $100. So the cost of the shares is $100, right? Now, when the shares goes down and the share is now $50.
Oh.
Yes, you will be able to buy more, right? So this is the total unit you will buy. You will now buy 200. Do you see how investment works? Exactly. This is how investment works. When it costs less, you bought more units. Now let's see. What about when it is now $10? $10. Are you going to still buy more or less? You are still going to buy more because it's coming down. Look at it. The cost of the share. You know, when we say that market is coming down, right? You will buy $10. You buy
more shares.
More shares. Look at it. You now buy 1,000 shares, total unit purchased. What about when it goes back to $50? You see what happened? You will buy exactly what you have here, right? Let's see, $200, 200 units. You see? Now, let's say it went back up to $100, right? What will you buy? You will buy 100 units. So, you know what have happened? You have invested a total of 50,000 within how many years? Within 5 years. But guess what? You have bought a total unit of 1,600 units. Okay, so text, you invested 50,000, right? You have bought 1,600 units. So let's say you want to sell that 1,600 unit today. Do you know how much it will be? Should I show you? If you decide to sell the total number of your shares today, Texman Warren, at $100, because this year and now this share costs $100. Okay, it is now $100. $100 times 1,600 units. You want to know how much? Let me show you. You will sell these shares for $160,000. And guess the amount of total amount?
What?
That is why people don't want to invest, only because they don't have the knowledge. They don't have the proper education.
I didn't have knowledge too.
Absolutely. Do you know why? Because they were afraid that when this share is going down, they are losing. But what they don't understand is when they buy more shares, which is what your investment is doing. Don't forget, we asked you, you will be contributing continuously for 20 years. Do you see the idea, right? We didn't say you will buy this year and leave it. You will continuously invest in. So you will buy at the best time because you committed to the plan, because you are planning for the future.
So do you invest more, or do you reinvest what you have inside?
Great question. Great question. The answer is you invest more. That is why the plan for these children we are telling you about, you continue to invest every month. When each month you invest is either you buy 100 units of a share, or 200, or 300, or 500, depending on the market. But this is the end. This is the end goal of your investment, because you are investing every month.
So now I have a question.
Okay.
So when you invest and you see your shares get up to nice amount, how do you sell it?
Oh my God, that is the easiest thing.
And why do you want to sell it?
Okay. So how you will sell it is, there is a process to take your money back from any investment that you have. Okay, so it simply means that when you want to sell this total 100 and 600 units, there is somebody that is ready to buy it. Will there always be somebody ready to buy it? The answer is yes, depending on how good our investment is. So that comes back to me. Will I, or will we put your money, or advise you to put your money in a stock or in a place where somebody will not buy it? The answer is no. You see, that is why we need to be educated. Why will you want to sell it? If you need money, you can sell it. If you don't need it, keep it, because it will continue to grow. What does that mean? In this illustration, we said down market. This is despite the fact that the market was not going up. The market was going down, but it went back up to $100. You see, in the first year, the cost per unit is $100, right? In the fifth year, the cost per unit is $100. And still, you still make 160,000. Yes. So if you don't need the money, let me show you the actual true picture why Apple stock might have started at $10, right? But today is 1,000. So let's move ahead and let me show you what another way you can make money when you invest. So to summarize this slide, you invested 50,000, right? And you are getting 160,000, okay? Just within these 5 years. Do you know that? Did you see that? That is 220% growth. So, as we used to say, if you are listening to us on this call and you are passionate about how you want to make your money to work for you, reach out to us, because we will not only show you, we will also put you in a position to understand it and to also teach other people how to do the same. Okay, so that is 220% growth. Hello, if you are listening to me in the house, what I've just showed you is pure finance. Is not me that put it there. I'm telling you exactly what any investor will show you what it is. It's a simple mathematics, finance mathematics for investment. Okay. Now, text map, right? Let's take a look at this together. What about if the market is going up? Typically, I only showed you in that other illustration, even if the market was going down. So if the market is going down, we have your investment, your cost per share, and your total unit. So year one, you invested 10,000. Guess what? You have 100 total unit purchase. In year two, the cost per unit is 125. What happens? It goes up. You got 80 units. So Texman Warren, when the cost per unit goes up here, did you see that you purchase less number of units? Okay, let's take a look at it. Look at it. It even went higher. What happened? You purchase more units. You purchase $150 per unit. Will the total unit be less or more?
Maybe less, I think.
Absolutely, you are getting it now because the cost per unit is going higher, so you get less. But guess what? Another one. Look at it. It went to $175 again, cost per unit. Will it be less or more?
It'll be less.
Absolutely.
So, okay. All this time I'm looking at this thing, couldn't understand it. That's how simple it is now to understand?
Yes. And let's continue. Yeah, very simple. God. Now, let's see. What about now? See, the cost per unit, Texman Warren, has doubled. Do you see? It's now $200. Will we buy less or more again? We will definitely buy less. Look at it. But guess what, Texman Warren? What is the total amount I have invested?
Hey!
Texman Warren, what is my total unit? 354. Texman Warren, if I decide to sell this 354 units today in year 5, do you want to know how much I will make? Yeah. Let me show you. Look at it. 200.
Yeah, great.
Look at it.
Oh, yeah. Oh my goodness, hold on. We on the air.
You still make money. This is how investment works.
70,800. Listen, you know how long I wanted to understand this, and every time I go and say, okay, I can't figure it out. How does it work? Oh.
This is exactly all right. Okay. All right. Let's move ahead. Look at it. This is still 41.6% growth. There is no any other way people make money than this. Okay. Now let's move ahead. The truth about investment. Investment goes down and then up. When the market goes down, you buy more. That is the idea.
So
on sale. Yes.
So which means your eyes have to be constantly on the market.
Absolutely right. But Taxman Warren, you and I cannot have our eyes be constantly on the market and do any other thing else. So that is why we are giving it to a trusted company that is handling, exactly, that is handling our children's future, that we want to lay our children's future on us. And each month, not only are they investing for us, each month, they are also keeping an eye to know where and what are they going to buy that will be on sale. You see this word? On sale in the next day or 2 or 3 or 4.
So I have a question. So when it gets to a high peak, can I pull out and reinvest?
Yes, you can, but you have to be careful where you want to reinvest. Do you want to reinvest in something lower so that it will also grow? Yes, that is absolutely right. But do you want to invest in something that is too high or high currently? You have to understand that. Which decision is best for you will be based on your risk appetite. How do we know your risk appetite? When you are filling out the form in that children's IRP, they would have already asked you all those questions. Okay? Can your risk appetite change in the next 6 months? The answer is absolutely yes. Will we know? Yes, because somebody is going to review that with you 2 times a year to make sure that that investment is going smoothly. So at least once or twice a year, your child's investment is being reassessed and those questions are being asked. Okay? All right. We are on top of our time, but we'll try to wrap it up somewhere. The truth about investment is that when the investment starts going up, you buy less. But when it's going down, they buy more for us.
Oh.
Yes. Regular price versus our price. So this is what it is. Think long term. Let's think long term. So let's say this is value of 100,000 invested in S&P 500 during the last 30 years. This is the real S&P investment. Okay, look at it. Somebody that say invested in S&P $100,000. Look at how much it has grown. This is not just a value. This is, look at the source is Morningstar. This is a CI investment, S&P 500 in US dollar from 1990 to 2019. If the person continued to invested 100,000 for 30 years, they are going to have, in 2019, they are going to have $1.7 million. Okay, means the best they want. So, Taxman Warren, if you remember, we have said that you are contributing for your child for 20 years, okay? And they will continue to use this money to invest, right? So I have a question for you. My question is, which day is the best day to invest that the market will be low? Do you know? No, right? We don't know today.
But I would guess on a Wednesday.
All right, that is a great guess. But Taxman Warren, we want to invest from now in the next 20 years, okay? And in that 20 years, there are some best days in those 20 years. We don't know those days, okay? Exactly. But
Mm-mm.
guess what? Somebody will know because that is their job. But do you know what your own job is? What your job is, give them the money at the best time. Do you see the idea? How do you give them the money at the best time? That's why we said just contribute. You just contribute $100 every month for 20 years or 10 years, depending on when you want to contribute. They will give you the best day. So if you missed one best day in this S&P investment, you will get $1.5. If you have missed 10 best days, which you and I don't know, but somebody knows, look at it. It will half your money. If you meet 15 best days, look at it. If you have missed the 100 best days of your investment, you will have lost your money. Taxman Warren. That is investment. Opportunity meeting the right time. Buying at the right time. Investing at the right time. How do market respond to flu? This is how the market responded to flu. It went up, it went down in 2009, and see, Ebola. Look at it. So look at the world epidemic and global. I'm just rushing because I know that we have already gotten the real concept of what we are looking for today. But this is how the markets keep responding. At the long run, from 1970 to 2020, what did we see? It finally keep going up. So, therefore, in conclusion, right? This might be today. Okay? This is today, Texmanwere. It's just finished snowing. Our trees have not only completely fallen, but they are completely looking dead. Okay? But if the rain falls, if God give us sunshine, right? What happened? This will change, right? So what do you want to do into today that looks this way to make it this way? We have to see beyond today. Okay, so this is what we want to show you. This is your today. Okay, this is your today, right? But this is what we want your tomorrow to be.
Oh, yeah. That's when the Bible said joy comes in the morning.
Absolutely. So that is your family under this tree, your next generation under this tree.
Oh, God.
Do you know anybody that can benefit from their family growing? What is the future of your friend, your relatives? Do you know? No, you don't know. But your family's future has to be taken care of. And that will bring us to the end of today's presentation. We are going to take this again at some point just to expose us. A lot of people, as you said, they think about investment, but they don't understand it yet. And that is why we want to educate them. Okay? So Texman Warren, thanks for the extra 5 minutes. We appreciate it. And God bless you. And God will continue to give us more wisdom.
Thank you.
In order to grow in our financial endeavors.
Thank you. And thank you for this. Today is the first day I understand the stock market.
Absolutely.
I speak and I try to read and see what people is talking about. Never got it. So guys, today I'm smart. I learned something new.
I'm glad. We are glad. Amen.
Thanks
Amen.
come on today on our page. And thanks to those of you in Radio Land that is listening so much. I want to give God thanks for you. I want to say thanks to Timothy because I've learned something today. And now I could say to people, oh, you can get it. Then I'm going to say, you know what? I could only reach here. Could you call Timothy? This is his number. Call him, and he's gonna take you further.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much. Thank you, Timothy. God bless you, and see
Amen.
you on Friday from 12 to 1.
Absolutely. You too. God bless. Take care.
God bless you. Okay, bye bye.